Hello everybody, what is going on? Steggy here with a video review on the Aperion Audio Zona wireless speaker system. Now, I mostly review personal audio options for people like headphones or headsets, but there are a ton of situations where you want speakers for your audio needs. Things like watching TV or movies, listening to music without tying yourself down with cords, or a way to play music for everybody at a party. Now, some problems with speakers though is that some are very large and require special placement as a result. You have to fiddle with speaker wires and receivers for setups, and if you need to move components, it's a bit of a task. So enter the Zona wireless speaker system. The Zona speaker system utilizes a 2.4 GHz wireless connection to send the audio from your source to the speakers. No speaker wires needed. At a newly slashed price of $400, how did the Zona perform? Well, let's just jump right off into the design. Now with the Zona wireless speaker system, you have four main components. You have the two speakers, the wireless transmitter, and the remote. Going over the speakers first, you have a very simplistic design. Each speaker is 9.8 inches high by 6 inches wide by 6.3 inches deep and feature a 1-inch soft dome silk tweeter and a 4.5-inch woven fiberglass woofer. The speakers are super sleek with a smooth piano black finish. There are no controls on the speakers besides a tiny station link button on the back right above where you plug in the power. Now the Zona wireless speakers have threaded bottoms, meaning you can hook them up to speaker stands, though you need some good heavy duty ones considering each speaker weighs about 4 pounds. But because of their smaller size, you have a lot of options in placement. For the duration of my review, I had them sitting on a bookshelf. One thing about placement is that while the speakers themselves are small, the power cords are not as small. Each power cord features a brick, which is kind of similar to a laptop charger. It's still no problem to place on a bookshelf, either inside the shelving if you have back panel holes, or on top if you don't. Moving on to the transmitter, this component of the system is tiny. The setup is very streamlined depending on what setup you go with. For most of my testing, I use the transmitter by itself, hooked up to my desktop computer via USB. This is the easiest system to use. Initial setup should be plug and play. If they don't automatically connect to one another at first, use the station link buttons to establish the connection. After that first setup, everything will be plug and play for future startups. Now, Aperion includes some other adapters to allow you to use these speakers in other setups. You can either get sound from a laptop or desktop through USB while supplying the power through USB, or the transmitter has a 3.5mm port. This port can be used to connect to pretty much anything. I was able to even use my smartphone with this speaker system. However, the transmitter still needs power, so you need to use the included USB to DC power adapter, which is a bit of a clunky setup. I doubt Aperion had this setup in mind though. They include an RCA to 3.5mm adapter, so if you use that in conjunction with a USB power outlet adapter, you can hook these speakers up to a receiver if you wish. I'm thinking that they probably think you would go that way rather than a smartphone for your music with this $400 speaker system, but that's just me. Lastly, we have the remote. This is a simple, tiny remote with basic controls. With the remote, you can turn on and off your speakers, adjust the volume on them, mute them, and tweak the treble and bass settings. The remote is powered by a CR2025 battery, which is easy to take out and easy to buy a replacement at your local retailer. The only negative I can say about this whole setup is that if you lose your remote, you're kind of up shit's creek, seeing as there are no controls on the speakers themselves. So if you lose your remote, or if you break your remote, you're gonna need a replacement. That pretty much covers the design of the Zona speaker system, but how does it sound? First off, let's talk about the wireless sound signal. I was pleasantly surprised at how strong the signal was. In my different reviews of headsets that operate wirelessly, I found that the headsets running on 2.4 GHz frequency are prone to interference from wireless devices in the household. I did not find this to be the case with the Zona wireless speakers. Now to be fair, most of my use was with my computer remaining stationary and the speakers remaining stationary. I believe this might have had some hand in helping to retain the signal, but I can't really confirm for sure since I'm not an expert in wireless science or technology or anything like that. All I know is that whatever Aperion did with the Zona, it was working for me, and this is from using it in the same house with the same wireless devices that interfered with my wireless 2.4 GHz headsets that I've used, so overall, wireless performance was great. What was also great was overall sound quality. The Zona speakers offer really great sound for both their size and their price. These speakers will fit a wide variety of preferences due to the ability to tweak the treble and bass, so sound signature wise, you have a lot of options here. As far as how far you can push those tweaks, I can get more bass out of the Zona speakers than I can with my Swan M10 speakers, which have a dedicated subwoofer. Now keep in mind, the M10s are PC speakers, so the sub that comes with them isn't the full size that you can get when you're compiling a full speaker home theater sound system. One thing I can see the Zonas being really great for are parties, whether indoors or out. Because they're wireless, it's not really an issue moving them around or plugging them outside on your deck if you have one. They'll make sure the forecast is sunny on those days. You don't want rain to ruin your investment. The Zonas have a great capacity for how loud they can get too. You'd have no problem having these supply the musical entertainment for a house party. You could have these speakers on the first floor of your house, crank up the volume, and be able to have the music enjoyed by the people on the second floor or even the basement as well. I'm able to fill up the basement of my house with sound without any effort at all with these speakers. Plus, logistically, you have to assume that these speakers would be a safer bet than other solutions for a party. Their flexibility and placement will let you get them out of harm's way, and the wireless setup would allow you to connect your laptop to the transmitter, set up your playlist or go to Pandora or whatever site you go to, and leave the laptop out somewhere. The range between the transmitter and the speakers is up to 150 feet, so you shouldn't have any problems at all within a household. Overall sound quality with the Zonas were great. Even at the high volumes, they retain their clarity and lack distortion. That is, unless of course you are playing lower quality music files, but if you're playing 320 kilobyte music files, FLAC music files, or CDs, then these speakers will show the detail in that music. Likewise, they'll show the imperfections in shitty quality music, so beware if you download really bad quality music. These easily outclass my Swan PC speakers, no surprise there, and they outdo my Yamaha speakers as well, again, not a surprise. Overall, I think that if you're looking to step into the speaker game though, the Zona wireless speaker system would be a great way to go. I know that wireless sound is a scary thing to hear, but man, Aperion nailed it on this one. If you're new to the audio world, you might be hesitant to drop $400, but honestly in the realm of speakers, this is a very low price for what you could be paying for other speakers, especially considering how a lot of them require external amps or receivers. So if you're looking for a set of speakers for your get-togethers, or you're looking to upgrade your sound for music, TV, and film, consider wireless and take a look at the Zona speaker system available at AperionAudio.com. That'll do it for my video review on the Aperion Audio Zona wireless speaker system. As always, if you enjoyed this review, please comment, like, and subscribe, and if you really like this video, hit that favorite button as it really does help me out. Once again, this is Steggy, and until my next video, I will catch you guys later.